All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about something that is, one of the most celebrated, but also one of the most deeply misunderstood divine pastimes in the Vedic tradition. We're talking about the Rasa-līlā. It's this incredible story of ecstatic love, a divine dance that has absolutely captivated hearts for thousands of years. It really offers a glimpse into a whole other reality, a transcendental reality.
But here's the thing, right off the bat, we run into a paradox, one that a lot of people find pretty challenging. I mean, on the surface, you have the story of Kṛṣṇa dancing with the Gopis, and many of them were married. So naturally, that can seem to clash with our conventional ideas of morality. So which one is it? Is it divine love or something else? Well, to get it, we have to look much, much deeper than just the surface.
And looking deeper means we have to put on a totally different set of glasses, a spiritual lens, if you will. You see, the very first step to unlocking the mystery of the Rasa-līlā is understanding that it's not happening on our normal, mundane, material level. This is an entirely transcendental event.
And right at the heart of this whole understanding is the concept of the soul, or the Atma. The scriptures tell us that this is our real identity. It's not the body, it's not our gender, it's not our job or social status, it's that we are an eternal spiritual spark. And that's crucial, because the Rasa-līlā is an interaction between souls, not just these temporary physical bodies.
Okay, now this slide right here, this is everything. It draws this razor-sharp line that you have to understand. The whole pastime, the whole dance, hinges on getting the difference between what's called kama, worldly lust, and prema, which is pure divine love. So kama, lust, is based on the body. Its motive is all about self-gratification. It's temporary, it fades, and ultimately it just leads to more bondage and pain. But prema? That's totally different. It's based on the soul. Its only motive is the happiness of the beloved, in this case Kṛṣṇa. It's unconditional, it's ever-increasing, and it leads to total liberation and bliss. This distinction is the absolute key.
So, with that huge difference in mind, let's really look at the Gopis themselves. Because their state of mind, their motivation, that's the heart of the matter. It's what unlocks the entire Rasa-līlā.
The poet Rasa Khan just captures this so beautifully. The love of the Gopis, their prema, it wasn't based on anything temporary, Not youth or beauty or wealth. It wasn't a transaction. It was completely, utterly pure and selfless, with no taint of self-interest.
So here's the breakdown. Their actions were aimed only at Kṛṣṇa's happiness. That's it. To be with him, they were willing to renounce everything. Social rules, what people thought of them, their own personal comfort. There was absolutely zero trace of a desire for their own gratification. Now, this isn't just regular devotion. This is a very specific and very elevated kind of transcendental love. It's called madhurya rasa, the sweet flavor of conjugal love for God, and it's considered the absolute highest, most intense form of bhakti.
And this brings us right back to that apparent clash with social rules. How in the world do we reconcile this intense, rule-breaking kind of devotion with what we see as established morality?
And that really is the big question, isn't it? I mean, you're probably thinking, wait a minute. In the Bhagavad Gita, Kṛṣṇa himself talks about how important it is to uphold the social order. He says that whatever great people do, everyone else will follow. So why would he then turn around and take part in something that seems to go against his own teachings?
Well, the answer the scriptures give us is that the Rasa-līlā is meant to show a kind of tension between two different sets of principles. And in this very specific, unique, divine context, the principle of pure, selfless love, bhakti, is revealed to be a higher law. It actually supersedes the conventional social order. Now, it's not to cause chaos, but to show that the ultimate spiritual reality is the powerful magnetic pull of the soul back towards God.
And this next point. This is something the scriptures are incredibly clear about. This divine play, this Leela, comes with a massive warning label attached.
I mean, listen to this quote from the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. It's about as direct as you can get. It compares imitating the Rasa-līlā to someone other than Lord Shiva trying to drink an entire ocean of poison. The result? Self-destruction. This is not a casual suggestion. It's a really stark warning, making it clear that there's a huge difference between the position of the divine and the position of mortals.
So, the takeaway from this is crystal clear. This was a one-of-a-kind, supernatural event performed by the Supreme Lord himself with his most elevated and pure devotees. The whole reason we hear about it is for spiritual meditation, for purification, never, ever for physical imitation.
Okay, so if it's not meant to be imitated, then what is the ultimate purpose?
Why is it so important? Let's get into the true spiritual essence of this incredible pastime. This is really the final and, I think, the most important question. Why is this story preserved? Why is it revered as the absolute pinnacle of spiritual literature? What are we supposed to get from hearing about it?
And the answer from sage Shukadeva, the original narrator, is just, wow. It's this brilliant paradox. He says that the purpose of hearing this story is to be cured of the disease of the heart called lust. So what looks like a problem on the surface is actually the medicine.
So, when you get right down to it, the Rasa-līlā is a sacred metaphor. It represents the highest possible dream of the individual soul, the Atma, which is always, deep down, yearning for that ecstatic, loving reunion with its source, the Supreme Soul. The Gopis just represent the absolute peak of that pure, focused yearning, the perfect expression of that madhurya rasa. So, to wrap it all up, far from being some kind of endorsement of worldly lust, the Rasa-līlā is presented as the ultimate spiritual remedy for it. The idea is that by meditating on this perfect symphony of pure, selfless, divine love, our own hearts are meant to be cleansed of all those lesser, selfish desires. It's so much more than a dance. It's really an invitation to a higher, pure state of consciousness.